Justice League Unlimited issue 9, Mark Waid writing with Dan Mora on the art. So yeah, more Dan Mora somehow, but here we are.
Doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're probably right in that sense. I just, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of things happening, but somehow not that much happening at the same time. It's just it's the Mark Waid, the mediocre Mark Waid special. When Mark Waid's out firing on all cylinders, he's amazing. This is mediocre Mark Waid, where there's just tons of characters. Because we're doing this thing where the time displaced people are just randomly like going away and going back to their own time, but they're being replaced with other time displaced people. It's just an excuse for a rotating door of cameos of various characters, And of course we get like Hal talking to Abin Sur, and we get the panel flashback of dying Abin Sur, because we always have to do that. But Time Trapper shows up with the World Forger, and like, again, feeding into some of this dark side, absolute, event stuff that we're building up to, which I appreciate. I like that more books are like tying into it. That's fine. Most of the book, though, like, does anything interesting happen or anything that I can recall that I want to talk about? Marlon Moonlight was one of the people who like teleported in out of nowhere. Was that exciting for you, Matt?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
Like, that's not where I want to see her. Like, it's cool that she's with Huntress, right? But like,
Earth 2 Huntress.
Don't want to see her. Yeah, Earth 2. Yeah, with the big, tall. I like the subplot with Grodd, where they kind of just Time Trapper and World Forger just want to do away with him, right? Because they need that Omega energy.
Well, they want to dissect him because they think the secret to fixing this chronal energy stuff it will be inside him. And then basically after the heroes fight them a little bit to try and stop them, so it's just an excuse for some action panels basically across several pages, Grodd basically just convinces them that his knowledge of like how this happened is more invaluable than anything they'll find in his body. So they just take him instead. So Grodd's with them now for the time being, and that's it.
We get a good panel of Time Trapper, lifting him up, and just Grodd going, "No, you cannot do this." And I feel like, anytime I pick up my dog to quiet them, I feel like that's their same vibe. Like, no, put me down, unhand me. Here's my big question here. Is it just because the timey-wimey here? It's the panel where after they make the tuning fork to get what's his name back? Airwave.
Okay, hold on, you're jumping ahead to the end of that. Just to set that up, Mr. Terrific is working on trying to find a way to bring Airwave back. And there's a whole thing where he's talking to his younger self, but his younger self teleports back, and then he finally realizes he's tuning fork. So, yes, continue, Matt.
Well, no, because I didn't even talk about that. It was the page after that. It's with Star Sapphire at the top, and she hits Grodd with this beam, and then we get this weird rewind that happens that also has the Justice League Unlimited here going, and it was just, I didn't know what to make of the scene. Like, is it just to show the timey-wiminess that it's unstable?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's a panel when Supergirl shows up where she like splits into all of her like past versions. Yeah, which was a nice panel, but I mean, it's just, again, it just feels like a lot of this is an excuse for a bunch of different stuff. And
that's my thing too, because like, what's the point with the World Forger here? And then the attack from the Justice League here. It was a very weird page. I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
I mean, World Forger in general, I get the point, is that he's trying to protect the multiverse and, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, the tuning fork thing works, and Mr. Terrific reaches out his hand, and Airwave kind of forms around him and like takes his hand, and they're forgiving him, and like, you were manipulated by Grodd, but we don't blame you, blah, 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 blah. The ending, because the Trinity's been kind of missing all issue, and the reason they give early on is that, well, they're worried about like, time cop rules, that, if this Batman interacts with our Batman, then maybe something bad will happen. So, they're all away. But we find out at the end that they're at the original Justice League headquarters, the one in the cave. Was it Happy Harbor? Is that the places.
It's in Happy Harbor, but I forget the name. There's an actual name for it.
Sure, that's where they are. But yeah, they're having this conversation where Batman says, so it's about this incarnation of the new League. In our rush to assemble it, we made a catastrophic error. So Batman's saying they made a mistake with this team, and that's the cliffhanger we leave on. Notably, the next thing to read for this is not the next issue, it's the special, the Justice League Dark Tomorrow special, which I assume is next week because it's week 5. But that's what's coming next. And then we get the time lost, right? That the stuff gets sealed, right? They have the Atom come in at the end with the challengers because they can follow. Well, that's before this page, right? This is
yeah. And all that, and then we get to the time loss, and it there's a bunch of these time displaced heroes now that are kind of stuck here. So I'm wondering if that's kind of the point of Justice League Red that we're getting to.
Yeah, maybe
that they were kind of talking around in the solicits, because we have Marilyn Moonlight, the Earth 2 Huntress, Jonah Hex, Terry McGinnis. So, yeah, that's Batman Beyond for those of you who don't know his name. Yeah, I mean, I felt very little for this. This falls into a bunch of. It's just an excuse for Dan Mora to draw a bunch of characters, including that horrible Superman Batman hybrid from World's Finest. He's there for a few pages, so we get a bunch of him as well. It just feels like an excuse to draw a bunch of stuff. There's not a lot of plot advancement. It feels, I mean, I think the Mr. Terrific Airwave plot was mostly fine. It wasn't like riveting, but it was fine. But all the stuff with all these heroes popping in and out mostly just left me feeling kind of bored. And yeah, so I don't know. It's a shame. Like, at least it feels more relevant to the greater DCU stuff, at least, which is more than I can say for World's Finest. So it feels a little bit better than that, but not by a great amount. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah. All right. What are you giving Justice League Unlimited? It's a straight 7. It's technically not bad. Dan Mora's art's good, but yeah, I feel less and less for it each issue. I think it's more of a 5.5 for me, but there you go. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Mora's art is good, but it's that can only save it so much if it feels like there's just a mess of characters on every page.